I bought a trailer for my sawmill, my Frontier OS 27 sawmill. I've had it for a couple years. I bought a trailer for it. Now I'm trying to put the two together. Unfortunately, the instructions that came with the sawmill to put the trailer on are not really very good. So I went onto the YouTube to see, and there were some awesome thumbnails and video tiles that said step-by-step instructions on the trailer. Basically, it was some dude put the trailer together and then sat there and tried to explain to you what he did as he was pointing at the different things, and it didn't help at all. Other ones are the same way. Anyways, it's ridiculous. So we'll show you what it comes with. All right, so now I got all the frames together. These guys are just loose. Don't know where they're gonna end up, but all the frames together, they're all measured out good. So the next thing the instructions say to do is to set the sawmill frame and bunks on it. So here I'm gonna have to disassemble this. I think I can probably, with the help of the wife, take it off in half sections and move it and put it onto this frame. These extra pieces you see here are just all part of the tongue assemblies and the axles and the frames and stuff, so not extra pieces. So, next step. So what I did, I'm just gonna do this half and half. So I took the bunk apart right there in the middle. I took these little feet off, these leveling feet. We're not gonna need those anymore because we got the jack, so those are just gonna be put in a box somewhere to be used somewhere else. And I just took the bolts and the plates right there up front off. Okay. Probably be easier for you to grab this in down here. I'll grab this in. What we're going to do is we're just going to pick it up and move it over to here. Then I got to move the camera so it'll catch us over there. Takes longer when you're YouTubing things. Okay, so now we're going to put that bunk on. Go ahead on the trailer frame. What? It's going to be what?
I was going to say, once we get all done, it's going to be super heavy, so when did the tire long and how are we going to be able to move it?
Really? We'll figure it out. All right, so now, sure the leveling feet were on the bunks before when you would level it on the ground on a piece of wood or concrete blocks or something. Now it's going to go basically through that hole you see down there in the frame. There are spacers over here. They're right here. Yeah. These are the spacers that go in between the bunk rail right here and the trailer frame. So we'll get all those together. See what that looks like. Okay, so next, time to put the axle in. So, jack's at the back end of this trailer. My jack. Where's the axle? I'm going to slide the axle. It's going to go right here. Attach the springs. And put the wheels on. We'll see how that goes. Okay, after absolutely no help from the instructions and about I don't know, half hour on the YouTube, kind of got an idea how this axle goes on. These are axle support brackets are right here. These guys we talked about earlier, they're the ones that have a little thing. There's a back side. Now these are supposed to be space, and they're adjustable so you don't tighten them down right now. This guy here, just adjusted him back up here. They're supposed to be 24 inches, 24 and a half inches center to bolt on this axle. So I'm riding this all the way back against that union that joined the two rails right there earlier. Putting this all the way back, and I'm running my axle that way, and there's not enough room, but I've got a 7-foot extension that's going to go on the end of that too, so it's going to be out there a little bit further. So I'm going to run this axle back this way. Let's crank this bolt down, and I don't know, I mean, they don't skimp on the hardware. I don't know if this is red bolt. I mean, it's all the other bolts for the other one, so I'm going to use these. If there's other ones, I'll replace them, but I think those are the right ones. We get those 24 and a half. I'll go back there, measure that, and we'll get that going. Waiting on the cameraman. Alrighty, go time. So I got that forward one set in line here. And we're going 24 and a half to 24 and a half on this bottom measurement there. So I'm gonna take that here to that there. And move them up right there. Come look at my tape, center bolt to center bolt. It's 24 and a half inches. So we're gonna lock him down right there. So, do me a favor, have one of those. Brad, just move one. I'll get it. All right, put him in here. Put him down. I'm gonna check my measurement. Down. We'll do the same thing on this side. And then boom, there goes your leg. That's good enough for the girls you hang out with, right?
Yep.
Right. Now I get the shackle brackets, my buddy guys, and these others. Really? And then boom, there goes it. All right, Jackson. Okay. That might be high enough. I get down here. get this guy put in. So he goes up in here, and I'm not sure which one of these guys go on there. But since there's two of these, I'm gonna take a guess and say it's this fatty right here. Alright, I'm not going to super tighten this down right now, just to give us a little bit of wiggle room, right? No?
Yeah.
Okay. There. Okay. Boom, there goes your leg. Is it just those two? Is that? No. Yeah, a pretty big gap right there. I mean, that's all it can do. I'm sure. Yeah, see, it just is like that. All right. Don't get that. Don't get it. They won't work if I go inside, because then there won't be enough room down here. Will there? Yeah, I can go one outside, one inside. Let's do that. I'm pretty sure that's not how it's supposed to be, but that's the best way. It's looking like it'll work the best. I don't know about this one. I guess we'll see though, won't we? All right, let's do the other side. Excellent. Okay, let's get this going now. Whew. Well, getting the axle on here. Another cradle. Make sure these guys are down. Good. And we'll get them. Make sure our spacing's good. So we're gonna measure that, don't I? All right. Good measurement from the spring to the. That one looks like it's 6 1/4. This guy. Like it's 6 1/2, so it actually needs to go this way, a smidgy. think 6 1/4 is what we want. Well, notice there's 6 1/2. There's 6 1/2. 6 1/2 is what we want. So 6 1/2 is what we want. Let's just not in there. Just follow this bump in here. All right. These bad boys up now. All right, there's a little knob there at the bottom to put this plate up into. Add these U-bolts back down on it. That's killing my back. Time to put the tires on. All right, here, you want to, I'll lift and you put the tire on? Or gnat in the throat. All right, we'll put the tires on. Get in there. We already talked. Down for action. Woo! Oh, I wish it was hotter.
South Alabama heat in August.
Terrible. All right, there's our jack. We've got like 8 of them. Little pin, pull the pin. I think it's still in here. Fits in your little round guy. Put the pin in. I think that's it. All right, let's talk about it. Wheels are on. It's not lined up, all the pins are on. So you gotta go through, tighten a lot of stuff down, but it's been pretty good. The idea of what happened here. So some of the issues, I don't know. I'm gonna have to buy some spacers or something, but so if you look down here, see here's the axle, the shackles and everything for the axle. And the springs, if you come up here for the springs, make sure on the outside if I can get a better shot. Where the shackles go into kind of one inside, one outside. They don't go inside, they don't go outside. You can see here if I can pull it back some. Hard to see maybe from the side here. But no, I'm gonna rectify that if I get some spacers or something. Like I said, I just took it apart here in the middle. Put that section on and then this section on. Here's my extension. I still got to put on. It's just going to go on into here. Boom, out that way. The tongue's going out that way. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put the jacks on, the leveling jacks, and they go. That little guy there. That little guy there. That guy there. Now these are, yeah, these are sliding around. Probably gonna space them out the same. So that's what we're gonna do now. And they're all in those bags. No! And this one's got to be moved too. Okay. What do you want, Choke Choke? What do you want, Choke Choke? Hey, Choke. Hug.
You got a couple more to do.
I know. Hi, baby. It's a good boy. I just about died. You saw it. You want to make sure that you everything black leave out in the sun, because that's the best way to handle it without gloves. All right. Let's start. Well, here it is about a week later, getting back to the trailer. I'll show you something. About a week ago, I was sitting right here on a chair looking at this joint and how to put this frame rail together and attach everything. And this is a steel rail, the one on the ground that goes up on top that the sawmill head actually rides on. So we got to attach that. That was sitting up on the frame. And as I'm sitting here looking at this, my wife was down there matching up these holes and trying to get one of the spacers underneath it. I knocked that thing off onto my foot and did some damage. Cut a couple toes pretty deep. Blood was spurting everywhere. So I hadn't been able to work on this thing for about a week, but we're gonna get back at it now, get this thing finished, get the sawmill head that's sitting over there back on it, and give this thing a run. All right, so get this bunk in. Got 4 bolts that had to come in from the bottom side. Stick those on with the nuts. Then we got the big pin, goes right down through there. After we put the spacer in between, so it'll go down here. And you can see that in between where the, sorry about that, the trailer frame and the rails for the sawmill are. And so now these jacks here, there's 1, 2, there's 1 on that side, 3. It's gonna be 4 on each side. So what I need to do is I need to place this up here about 6 feet. And that guy's gonna be about right here on the end of this to support the end of this new extension. These down here are the little things that hold the jack on. And they'll just slide up and into here like that. Actually, this is for that side. That'll be on this side. So let's get that done. All right, that is, it's put together now. We got the last bunk on, and we got this guy fixed with the little bit of corrosion that was going on. He'll be all right. That, and then the rest of it back here's the trailer. So basically, from here forward, Should be about 18 feet long. It's all said and done. Six times 3, 18 feet long. So now we're gonna put the tongue on. The tongue's gonna go right here, into this guy. I may have to turn that around because I think it goes into those holes right there. I'm gonna have to turn this bunk around. That's no big deal. It's gonna be a cross piece that'll go right here. The tongue will come out here. So that's gonna be the next thing that needs to be done. So go over here and grab these pieces. Oh, sweet. I got the tongue receiver on. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good. But right now, it's time to go jump in the pool. Just saying. All right, the sun's starting to get over here. I'm not gonna sit out in the sun and do this, so later tonight. Oh my gosh. Whew, I am drip sweating. It's been terrible. It's been terrible. Awesome. What do you think? Is it time? Choke, choke? Is it time, choke, choke? Well, it's about done. This guy here is gonna need some work. He's peeling back. I'm gonna have to kill all that rust in there. It'll be all right. But some good. So basically, if you see, you got the rails, these steel ones, galvanized steel rails that the sawmill head actually rides on. There's these yellow straps that go on the outside. They kind of line everything out, help keep everything level, things like that. You're gonna put those on. Pretty much get the tongue done. That's all set in there. This bar is detachable. That way when you're using the sawmill, you can just take this off and it won't be in your way. They shorted me a couple bolts. I got one bolt to go on the side there, but they shorted me that bolt. So I got to go buy more hardware there. They shorted me some other bolts, these bolts that are going right down here in the bunks. Those are different. I had to go buy those on both sides, but other than that, it's pretty much done. So it is another day, and we will finish this thing up. It'll be done today. And I'll come over here. We've got to see about getting the sawmill head put on it. Then we'll get it fired up and start making some lumber. Got a lot of lumber I got to cut for the cabin in Wyoming. So I'm pretty excited. And also there's a gauge, a measurement gradient gauge that goes up in here. It gives you your exact measurements. You go in there, there's a pointer, it's connected. It gives you exact gradient, and then it also has an adjustable slide. So when you're cutting dimensional lumber, you know where 1.5 inches is, or 2 inches, or 6.5, whatever you're gonna do, 5.5 or 6 inch. But we'll get that put together and get going. Well, the wood. See, I don't know if it's, this is probably not walnut. Could be, I don't know. Maybe just red oak, which is still fine. It's beautiful wood. Look at this piece down here. Let's see. But yeah, got some boards up, 5/4 on the sawmill. So really haven't used it much since I brought it back from Wyoming. I put the trailer on it and then cut a few cedar boards up, but nothing. But there's still some things I still got to do to it. I had a little bit issue with this head tensioner right here. Looks like it's bottomed all the way out. It's not looking too good. I think I greased this when I wasn't supposed to, so it wasn't holding, but it seems to be okay now. Maybe. To check into that. Throttle doesn't go all the way up, kinda. But I have to get in here and double check that. Everything else seems to be okay. While I'm thinking about it, I'll go ahead and turn the gas off. But yeah, another problem I had, this is what holds the bunks, and I've got two different sizes of these rods here that basically slide down. You slide the log against that, and that holds the log while you're trying to get your cant. Obviously these are adjustable. There's a smaller one right there. And then when you get done, there's a little lip here that you just slide your cant against, and it holds everything. Well, the problem is with this one here, this last piece of wood, this one doesn't have one on it. I had to throw this clamp on it, and this is what I was holding it on with. Not ideal. So basically what I got to do, order another one of those, put it right down there. Now it wouldn't matter, really matter with this longer log here, because I have one on this bunk, and there's one on this bunk, and it's long enough to hold that too. But a shorter log like I had earlier, I'm really going to need one there, so I'll have to get that. But all in all, happy with how it performed. Getting ready to cut more wood. Basically for the cabin. The one we're cutting is for the cabin. Come back here, we'll log her down. It's been a while. I intended to do this over the weekend, but it just rained nasty hard all weekend long. Look at it now. It's just a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful, 80 degrees. This awesome spring day. And the problem is, according to the weather, this next weekend it's supposed to rain again. So, yay. But there's the video, the breakdown of the sawmill. I like it. I still got to do, like I said, a couple other things that I forgot to tell you about. There's actually a water tank that sits up in here in a line that feeds down there onto the blade. And that's missing because the little on-off nipple thing that came with it, the valve was just a little tiny plastic thing, and the end snapped off. I couldn't use it, so I got a new one. That's got to go on. It's one of the main things. And then We'll take a look at these boards. Look at them, they're just beautiful boards. Not 100% sure it's walnut. Might be red oak. I might have to double check, but it's pretty awesome. It's a few days later, you know, life and stuff. But got these boards sawed up and we're getting ready to do some more. Take a look at this. So here's the boards, just stacked and dried. This is the next log I'm gonna do. It's basically the same tree that we got out of the last one. We'll cut that up, and then we got this big Mommy Jama pine that we're gonna be cutting up. This was a tree that we did just cut down. We're gonna get a lot of boards out of that. So appreciate everybody watching, and stay tuned, we'll do it again. Bye. Fatty. 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 What you doing, Fatty?